What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. So it's not every day or even every year that I get to look back and be like, oh my god, look at all these phones and all these like great things that people have accomplished. Now I try to do them in like the SWI videos, but I want to compile some of my favorite reasons and my favorite whys as to why I love old iPhones. I think I get this question more than anything else. Why do you talk about old iPhones, bro? You have like the newest ones, why do you still talk about the older ones? And it definitely stems from me probably like when I was a kid and stuff, like not being able to get the newest things or whatever, you know? And I feel like that kid is still inside me in a way. And I think the main reason why I love the older iPhones, now there's a couple of them, some of them are kind of corny, the ones you've heard before a billion times, but the most important thing, and I think the reason why, like obviously when I was little I didn't get them, is the price. For the newest brand new iPhone, the iPhone 11 Pro or the Pro Max or even the 11, those are like, you know, the 11 not so much, that's like 700, but the 11 Pro, I mean, that's $1,000 phone. And when you're like 13, 14, 15, you can't necessarily just go out and buy it yourself. I mean, you can. I mean, if your parents say no, then like where you at, you know? That was like my dilemma. I know my dilemma is not even that big of a deal, but it's like you really want something and you gotta go get it, but you gotta like suffer with the next best thing. And when I was doing my research at that time, I'm like, dude, the iPhone, I think it was like an iPhone 7 Plus was the newest one. I'm like, dude, the iPhone 6 Plus is like almost the same thing, and it's like just as great, this and that. So I'm like, all right, bet, I'm gonna go buy it. And that in and of itself pretty much propelled me into liking older phones, because you spend less money but you still get way better of a value, in my opinion, than getting the newest thing. And I'll give you an example. The iPhone 10 to the iPhone 11 Pro, there might be a big difference in your eyes, there might be whatever, but honestly, in my opinion, there's really not that big of a difference. Like if you gave me an iPhone 10 and you gave me an 11 Pro, if you told me the 11 Pro was $1,000 and the iPhone 10 was $350, I would buy the iPhone 10 easily without a doubt. There's not like a $650 difference between both of those phones, you know what I mean? There's probably like a $200 difference. You're getting a better camera, a slightly better battery life, and better performance, but the iPhone 10 is already really good in those areas as well. So in my opinion, the price is one of the biggest advantages for picking up an older iPhone, or why I love the older iPhones. And that actually goes the other way too. The resale value is way better on an iPhone than on an Android or any other device. I've sold many iPhones in the past, and I've bought many iPhones, and I've sold many Androids, and I know how the depreciation works on both of them. You look at a phone like the Galaxy Note 8, for example. That phone came out almost the same time as the iPhone 10, but the Galaxy Note 8s are selling for cheaper than the iPhone 10s, even though they were selling for almost the same price. So that is a humongous thing to note. Over time, the iPhones tend to always keep their value a lot better than the Android devices, let alone like LG devices. Those things have horrible depreciation. Within the first year, it's worth like $200. It's crazy. So that's like the main reason why I love the older iPhones. However, the second main reason why I love the older iPhones is they're always now jailbreakable, dude. That's the biggest thing with the check range jailbreak. That completely changed the game for all devices from the iPhone 6, probably even the iPhone 5S, I don't remember, but the iPhone 6, 5S to the iPhone 10, those devices will always be jailbreakable. If you're on a 10S or newer, you're not going to be able to do it, and that is a humongous reason why I love the older iPhones. And that's like a super new reason too, because that really, we didn't know about that like a year ago. And when you have that capability, that makes you just want to use your iPhone even more. You unlock so many more features, and people say jailbreaking is dead, it's this and that, but dude, there's so much of a community behind it, and there's a reason for it. I've had jailbreak phones and I've had non-jailbreak phones, and I would rather pick a jailbreak phone because it has so many more features. So that in and of itself is a humongous reason why I would recommend picking up older iPhones. Now, the next reason is one that's kind of beaten to death, but for me specifically, it kind of rings home. Software updates are such an important thing. Right now, I have basically all the Samsung Galaxy A series devices, all the S series, and when the S8 and S8 Plus didn't get that software update for Android 10 for One UI 2, I was like, dude, that is ridiculous. This is insane that a phone company as big as Samsung, with all their resources, with a phone as popular as the Galaxy S8, even the Note 8, why they didn't support it to the next version is insane. They could have breached that. And a lot of people said, oh, because they did it before, that's why they're not going to do it again. But it's like, just because you did it before, it doesn't mean you can't push the boundaries next time, you know? Samsung, you know, they messed up on the Note 7. Does that mean they're going to mess up on the Note 8? No, you know what I mean? So they grow and they learn, you know what I mean? With Apple, even from the not from like the first iPhone, but from like the iPhone 4 or 4S, they were pushing many updates for their older iPhones even before like Samsung was popping and all those things, you know? So, and I take that back because I think Samsung was popping before iPhones, but without a doubt, software updates are a humongous reason why I love the older iPhones. And even continuing on that, when you have a software update on your phone, that tends to more times than not keep your phone fresh. It makes it feel, you know, still good. And with that being said, the speed and performance of these older iPhones are still super, super great. When I compare my iPhone 6s to a phone like a Galaxy S7 that came out around the same time, both phones are not bad at performance, but the iPhone 6s is much smoother. Even though the S7 might be a little faster, and they're probably even not, the iPhone 6s feels like a much smoother device. Even my iPhone SE feels like a much smoother device. When you compare like a Galaxy S7 to an iPhone 7, again, the performance is so much better on the iPhone 7s. A Galaxy S6 versus an iPhone 6, I mean, there's a little bit of difference there. The iPhone 6 wasn't even that fast, but I still get the feeling that the iPhone 6 is smoother than the S6. Though the S6 might be faster in performance, the iPhone 6 definitely held up better than the Galaxy S6, so speed and performance is really awesome. The security of these devices are also super awesome. When you're getting these software updates, your phone is still secure. If there's a hacking going on, or if there's some random issue going on or random bugs, Apple is able to quickly go ahead and fix that. Now they're kind of taking their time with iOS 12. With iOS 13, they eventually did fix it a lot. We're on like iOS 13.3 right now. We should be getting iOS 13.3 today, or maybe it already came out by the time I make this video, and that's a humongous reason as to why an older iPhone is so important. And the last reason why I love these older iPhones is the repairability of these older iPhones, so if you pick up an iPhone 11 Pro or iPhone 11, it's not the easiest thing to fix yourself. You kind of have to depend on other like Apple employees or whatever to fix it. However, if you pick up an iPhone 5s or 6 or 6s, you can fix these devices really, really easily just by ordering the part on eBay, getting it shipped to you, and then fixing it yourself. Even the iPhone 7, iPhone 8 kind of they can kind of fix them yourself. They're a little bit harder, and the Touch ID and all that is kind of wonky when you mess with it, but without a doubt, the repairability of these older iPhones is so awesome, especially when you consider the fact that parts are so cheap. If you crack your display, you can easily fix it yourself for like $10 probably, depending on the phone and everything. If you even have a little bit of knowledge of fixing your device, you can easily fix it yourself and save yourself a bunch of money. So that kind of sums up the video. Literally, I love these older iPhones. There's nothing that could take my love away from these devices. If you own an iPhone 5s or iPhone 6s or iPhone 8 or whatever, even the iPhone 8 is not even that old, but be proud of your devices. Don't feel like you have to upgrade. I even own my 11 Pro. I switched back to my iPhone 10 because I was like, dude, there's no point in owning it. But then I switched back to my 11 Pro eventually. But there's a reason Apple is still selling the iPhone 8. There's a reason Apple still sells their older iPhones all the time. It's because people still want them and people still use them. They even resold the SE last year, I think, didn't they? So it's like, believe me when I say this, be proud of your device, dude. If you have an older iPhone, let me know your experience with it down in the comment section below. Let me hear it. First of all, put down what phone you own, but also your experience with it, whether you like it, you don't like it, all that stuff. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the video, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are linked down below. I really appreciate it if you guys check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.